Welcome to the Defender Podcast, powered by Clean Wisconsin, your environmental voice since 1970. I'm Amy Barrilleaux. So how are you doing? There's no question we are living through a stressful moment in human history, and if you're feeling hopeless, especially in the face of climate change, nobody could blame you. But there is no better place to find hope than in other people. How you can take a stand with a whole lot of other people for our climate right here in Wisconsin. That's right now on The Defender. Climate Week is coming up the week of September 21st, and this year, folks are getting vocal. Clean Wisconsin is one of the supporters of the Wisconsin Climate March, happening to close out Climate Week on Sunday, September 28th. Joining me to talk about it, one of the march organizers, Heather Allen, Policy Director with the nonprofit Elevate. Heather, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start off first, before we get to the Climate March event, I want to ask you about Elevate. So what does Elevate do? What is the organization all about?
Thank you for asking. So Elevate's been around for just over 20 years, and we are working all across the Midwest in Michigan, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and in the Pacific Northwest. And what we do, really our bread and butter, is retrofitting buildings to be more energy efficient and to be more water efficient, to be safer, healthier, more affordable to live in those places. So we've retrofit probably over 100,000 units of affordable housing, and the families that live there save money because they're saving on their energy bills and their water bills. And we also do lead removal, whether it's lead line service replacement or lead windows or lead paint removal. We do all of that to make sure that everyone is safe and healthy and their homes are affordable.
That's great. And you're here to talk about a climate march, and I think maybe people don't always get the connection between buildings and the climate. So what is, if you had to explain to somebody, which I'm sure you've had to do, the connection between fighting climate change and efficient, safe homes?
Sure. Well, one of our major uses of energy and one of our major sources of greenhouse gas emissions are our buildings, the places we live, the places we work, the places we go to school. And so we at Elevate have focused on improving buildings, both to help reduce climate impacts and to help people save money on their energy bills, and to help really people build clean energy jobs and access to jobs. So we bring those things together, sort of like safe, healthy homes, jobs, and climate action. We say that we're delivering equity through climate action.
Is it something, I guess, that also people can kind of take into their own hands? Sometimes climate change feels like it is this big, huge issue that is totally unsolvable, and there's nothing that we can do. When you talk to people about, your home is a first step in that battle, what's the reaction?
Well, that is the best part, is working to reduce your energy use and save on reduce your greenhouse gas emissions through making your home more efficient is something we can all do. I mean, the simplest things we can do, are reducing energy use when we're not using it, making sure we're shutting off our power strips, turning off appliances when we don't need them, using a home heating system or cooling system that reduces the amount you need to heat up and cool your home. All those are great strategies, and you didn't even have to replace anything. But the next time you replace your water heater, if you replace it with a more energy efficient water heater or an electric water heater from a gas water heater, you're going to save energy, you're going to save dollars on your utility bills, and you're going to reduce the amount of emissions that you're driving back into our climate. And so that's a really fabulous way to make a difference. I've got to make a plug. If you want to upgrade your water heater or install a heat pump or do a great deal of home energy retrofits, you actually still can access the tax credit through the end of 2025. And it might just be the right time to do it. You can also still access those residential home solar tax credits. So it's a really short window to get things done, and the contractors are pretty busy, but it's worth it. You can save thousands of dollars if you get it done by the end of the year.
That's great, and that's true. And also Focus on Energy still has, for income qualified folks, almost $150 million to help Wisconsinites save energy and upgrade their homes. We're here heading into Climate Week, and I think this Climate Week might feel different than those in the past. It feels hard to be in the United States right now and be optimistic about progress against climate change. I mean, would you agree? I think we're all kind of feeling this pressure.
Yeah, I'm like giggling out of the awkward truth of all of this. Yes, it is a strange climate week for all of us. I mean, I think, we have seen more and more and more evidence of the impacts of climate change across the world and across the United States. The flooding, the terribly tragic flooding in Texas. We've seen here in Wisconsin, we've experienced a great deal of wildfire smoke for the second time. That's really been disruptive. The state fair in Milwaukee had incredible flooding. Milwaukee itself is really still bailing out from terrible, terrible flooding in August. And the state fair also had days where it had terrible air quality because of fires. So just in a short 2-week state fair period, we're having different parts of extreme climate weather impacting real residents here in Wisconsin. So in that way, this climate week feels different to me because we are feeling the effects of climate change more and more frequently, more and more intensely, really truly here on the ground in Wisconsin. So that's one aspect. And we have had some very seismic changes in the policy and regulatory environment, in the financing of clean energy due to the new administration. And so it is a very, very different time than where we were, say, in December of 2024 in our ability to make progress and our ability to shift the energy that's coming from the grid into our homes to be more clean, and also even just our abilities, like I was saying, to replace our own home equipment that could reduce energy use on the smaller scale. So a lot of our tools have been taken away to fight the climate fight, while the fight itself, the climate extreme weather events, have become more severe. So it's a challenging time, and yet more and more people are interested, more and more people care. And that's why we're all coming together on September 28th here in Madison, Wisconsin on Sunday to come together to demonstrate that no matter what is happening with the politicians around us, we still care and we are fighting for our future here in Wisconsin.
I asked this sort of question to a lot of people because, it does feel overwhelming right now. If you care about almost anything, there's something happening. And a wise person recently, our general counsel, Katie Nicola, said to me when I asked her about this, she said, well, pick something that you care about and fight for it. You can't do everything. No, nobody can, but pick the thing that you care about and start talking to people, start standing up, because that's what we need to do. Do you feel like this is that moment for people who care about climate change?
Yes, I absolutely do feel like it is that moment. If you care about climate change, if you care about energy justice, environmental protection, if you care about science itself, now is the moment to fight for it. All of that, working on all of those issues is only possible when we have a functioning government, we have rule of law in place and democracy that works for the people so that we can make those changes and protect the environment and protect people at the same time through democratic processes. So the fact that that is getting more challenging means that if you care about any of those issues, it is definitely time to find your courage, as a different wise person recently told me.
I think we're all trying to talk to the wise people in our lives. So tell me a little bit about what people can expect on the day of the climate march. What should people do? How should they help get the word out? All those things.
Sure, wonderful. Well, the hub of information for the climate march is wisconsinclimatemarch.org. That's our website where we have all sorts of information, and it's an opportunity for you to RSVP to the march. Let us know you're coming and get ideas about how to engage. We have a lot of volunteer roles. We're looking for volunteers to make this event a success. It'll be from noon till 4 p.m. We will start at Library Mall on the university campus, and we will march up State Street to the Capitol Square, where we'll have speakers and music on both ends. And it'll be an opportunity to gather with people, to exchange ideas, to build momentum, and to sort of make ourselves visible to the decision makers that we really demand that our Wisconsin elected officials continue to make progress, bringing Wisconsin to be a 100% clean energy state. That's ultimately the goal.
I think climate change is the kind of topic that can feel, as I mentioned, overwhelming. It can feel hard to do something to figure out your place in the solution. And at the same time, we're seeing this backslide, I think, on the climate progress we made with the IRA legislation that has now mostly been pulled back. So on this day, when folks get together for this climate march, is it also about kind of finding hope in each other? Because I think the moment we feel hopeless, that's the moment, we just decide, oh, well, I guess that's it for the planet. So do you think that this is that kind of chance to ignite that spark of hope again?
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be very positive experience and a lot of hope. We actually hope to have some speakers there who will be the representative of the young people who are suing the government here in Wisconsin, that are fighting to challenge some laws that make it difficult for the state of Wisconsin to actually move forward on climate action. And those people bring me hope. I mean, they've got plaintiffs who are 8 years old. And an 8-year-old being willing to file a lawsuit really for the betterment of humanity gives me a lot of hope. I mean, that is courage. So other people's courage can be very inspiring, and I think you will see a lot of that on Sunday. And I think you'll see, every good rally has some excellent signs. There's usually comedy. People are dressed up. There'll be some beautiful music and a lot of inspirational speakers. So I think, and coming together and to see how many people care about the same thing you care about, that is hopeful.
How many people are you hoping? We're all about hope today. How many people are you hoping will be there?
Well, we're hoping we have thousands of people there. So come on out.
All right, Heather, thank you so much for talking with me and for being a key organizer of this event. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for listening to The Defender. You can find a link for more information about the Wisconsin Climate March and ways to volunteer in the show notes, or head to wisconsinclimatemarch.org. I'm Amy Barrilleaux. Talk to you later.